Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Well, I've been on a Marlin Spike kick recently, and this is one of the knives that I recently picked up. This is the Marbles GI Marlin Spike knife. And it's a wee little knife, which is one of the complaints I had about it. Still, I do like the knife. I have other ones that are this size. But when I was talking about this knife, I said that they really should come out with the larger version, like this. This would have been more acceptable in my eyes for the Marbles GI Marlin Spike knife, or this one here. This is by Colt. Marbles also made this same very knife as an MR384, and I thought that they should just remove the black G10 off of it and turn it into the GI knife, which would have been a little bit of cheating, but this is a really nice knife. I would prefer it without the G10. But in any case, I also mentioned this one. And the interesting thing about it, when I mentioned that later, I looked back at SMKW's website, and they said on the website that this knife is a 4 1/4 inch long knife, where it is actually more like 3 1/4, 3 3/8 inches, something like that. Even with the if we were to extend the entire bale, it just comes in at 3 7/8 of an inch. So it's not even 4 1/4 inches long with the bale extended. So I was wondering what's going on, because it is obviously 3 3/8 inches. And it is not a bad knife for what it is. I mean, it's a small Marlin Spike knife. And as I showed in the other video, and I will link to that other video, there are other ones out there. So this is the Tello by West Marine. And you can see that's what this knife basically is based off of. The only difference is it is lacking the shackle key and the scale here. But it does have the diamond pattern on there, which is what you see on all the USGI knives by Marbles, and I do like that, and I still do like this. I just wish they had one in a bigger size, I guess. 3 3/8 inches. This could be like the Captain's. The thing is like I also mentioned, though, this is supposedly 4 1/4 inches long, so they crammed 4 1/4 inches into 3 3/8 of an inch. When I was looking at the Marbles website on SMKW, I saw another one there too. Now, this is not the one I saw, but this is the First Mate that they also did. And this is really nice. It's got the 5 centimeters on one side, 2 inches on the other side. They just lasered US on the top here, despite the knife being made in China. And if you notice, there's a mark there. That's where the grinder slipped, because they had 2 points down here on the what should have been a flathead screwdriver. Well, they had both of these sticking out, which is something that is common on, for some reason, Fury, Maxim, several people have made this knife, the 3-layer Marlin Spike knife that has the sheepfoot blade, the shackle key, and then the big old eagle beak can opener there. And when they've done that, every one of them has had this extend out to form a flathead screwdriver, but they've done it with both layers, which screws up the knife. It won't work that way. Where they got the idea for that is off of these knives. This is from Tello. Again, it's a West Marine's Tello knife. And we see here that it is only 2 layers. It just has the shackle key and the main sheepfoot blade. And because of that, you have only 1 liner going down the middle there, and that gives you the flathead screwdriver. Now, that is a holdover from what this knife was based on. which is the British Army knife. Notice here the oil the joints knife, basically, which has the big old can opener, but no shackle key, and then the big old sheepfoot blade, and as you can see, the flathead screwdriver there. Now, the British knew what they were doing when they decided we need to do something different with this, and they came out with initially this knife, which is basically the British Army knife, but they decided to make it for sailors, and they put the shackle key in there. So, and this is one from right there, Joseph Rogers, Sheffield, England. So that's what they did with the shackle key. They just put it in the side of the handle as opposed to making it a 3-layer knife. And by doing that, they have a screwdriver down the middle, the flathead screwdriver. Another one, Captain Curry also came out with one. This is the Curry Lock Spike, and they did the same thing. So, except they don't have the flathead screwdriver down here, but they did keep it at 2 layers. They still have a flathead screwdriver here. They got rid of the can opener, replaced it with a cap lifter, and then they put the shackle key into the side of the handle. I think they were the first ones to start doing that. By putting the shackle key down the middle and having 2 screwdriver tips, you kind of screwed all up. You can see the grind marks there where I basically ground this down, ground one of the screwdrivers down so that I would have a functional screwdriver on the first mate, my marbles. And if you buy this one, you're going to have to do the same thing unless they've made a change on it. But anyway, there was another marbles Marlin Spike knife out there. I knew about it for some time, and what got me was this one claims to be 4 1/4 inches. The other one, the marbles Marlin Spike knife, there is one that is 4 1/4 inches, and currently that one is listed as 3 3/8 inches. At least on the main description of the knife. This is the 551, I think. Yeah, Marbles 551. And this is basically the same size as the C-line, as you can see there. Might even be just a tad bigger. The thing is it actually comes in at 4 1/4 inches. So they said this one is 4 1/4 inches closed, but this is the one that is actually 4 1/4 inches closed, the 551. I will be contacting SMKW to let them know about it, but this is kind of what I think a lot of people are expecting when they read the description, and this says that it's 4 1/4 inches closed. This one is actually 4 1/4 inches, and the blade, they say it's 3 1/4, but it's really more like 3 3/8 inches. So the description of this knife should be 4 1/4 inches closed with a 3 3/8 inch sheepfoot blade. It is also a hefty knife. This one is heavy, especially compared to the C-line. Let me get the measurements real quick here. Okay, you're going to have to trust me that I'm not lying to you here. All right, let's get this on. Ounces. Let's go to grams. We'll just do grams real quick. Grams. 169.6 grams, so 170 grams for the marbles versus 104 grams for the skyline or C-line. Ounces 3.68 versus 5.98. So almost 2 ounces heavier than this. So it is definitely a pocket full, but you can also see here that the stainless steel slabs on the side are much thicker than what you have on the C-line here. So this is definitely a beefy knife, more than capable of taking a little bit of damage. This is probably a 420 or 440A stainless steel. I don't know for certain. That doesn't matter too much. I mean, that is the way they are done. Let's see here, the thickness of the blade. Looks like, let's see, about a 1/16 of an inch. Is that right? No, just under 1/8 of an inch there. Yeah, just under 1/8 of an inch if I'm reading this correctly. 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. Yeah, 1/8 inch, just under 1/8 of an inch. The C line here, no, this is C line out of Japan, I believe. No, this was one made in the United States. And its blade is closer to a 1/16, 3/32 or so. So the blade is about a 32nd of an inch thinner than what we have on the Marvels. The Marvels is a more sturdy knife. I can feel a little give in it, but not much. It's pretty well made. You can see the grind there. I would not say it's perfectly even, but it's not bad either. And you got a nice strong Marlin Spike on the back here. It is a non-locking Marlin Spike. Yeah, but not extremely sharp, but sharp enough. And it's got a nice taper to it, I think. So there you go. Stainless steel construction throughout. Nicely pinned. Yeah, you can definitely feel the pins. That is common on these knives. They are not what you call what's the sturdy construction. That's really what you would say. They are a sturdy construction. They are not nice and clean and everything else. So they look rugged, and they are rugged. Let me put it that way. So I'm pretty impressed with this one. I would definitely like to see this turned into this. But I also do like this one. And I tell you what, if you're looking for something a little lighter in the pocket, this one will definitely serve its purpose. And if all you are is the occasional sailor on the weekend, and you know, like a little one-seater or something like that, dealing with small lines and such, this might be all you really need. If you need something for more heavy-duty work, then this would be something you would need. This one, though, will probably serve the purpose for quite a few people, and it's nice and light in the pocket. Almost a fifth pocket knife because of its size. So USGI, and then just the Marlin Spike knife, and the First Mate, that is not a bad knife. Oh, I'm sorry. And the First Mate, which is not a bad knife, but you will need to take care of the screwdriver tip, at least one of them. And that's easy enough to do with a Dremel tool. Any case, thought I would talk about that a little bit and show you the latest of Marlin Spike knives that I picked up from Marvels. Never got this one. I should get, man, this is even heavier than that. This has the G10 and everything. This thing is like a brick. Anyway, it's a pretty cool knife. Talk to you again soon, and hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I will be talking more about Marlin Spike knives in the near future. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.